Hello. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Yin. Yin is probably one of my favorite practices ever. It's a slow practice, so we actually end up observing poses for a significant period of time. So get ready to get really deep into the body, deep into the sensations and the breath. So for today's practice, we are going to be needing only 3 props for today. So a small blanket, a large towel, and a pillow. And also for today's class, there is something special playing in the background. And I would suggest that you allow these background sounds to be in the background and not to give them too much attention. There's a certain decibel that we're going to be listening to actually help. So it's sound healing. And these different sounds in the background, they're actually tuned to a certain frequency that allows all of the cells within the body to actually relax and restore themselves, and allowing us to get a little bit deeper into our practice, relieving any tension, relieving any anxiety, any worry, all the way out. And then as you get your props ready, so we're going to make sure that we have 2 things set up for us. So the towel can be taken off to one side of your mat. And it's just like to set yourself up, just like how I have myself set up here for today. So you can fold up your little blanket here at the center of your mat, just for a little bit of padding to make our practice extra comfortable. And then you're going to take your pillow right up at the top of your mat for your head to rest on. So for today's practice, we're going to get in through the neck, shoulders, spine, and hips. Okay. So coming to a comfortable seat. Let's take a big, very, very big deep breath here. Inhale to fill the lungs to their fullest capacity. And then allowing a deep sigh on your exhalation. Lifting the crown of the head up high to the sky. Sliding the shoulders back, keeping the chest nice and open. Good morning, Lavina. And as you take the next deep breath here, breathing in through the chest, getting wide on the inside, opening up the ribs, opening up the lungs. Then beginning to take your awareness down to the base, every point of contact on the earth. Resting the sit bones deeply, rooting down, strengthening our foundation. Guiding the awareness part by part, piece by piece, all the way up through the body. Noticing every single sensation here. And as you arrive into this space of observation, setting your intention for today's practice. Guiding the hands towards heart center in Anjali Mudra. Prayer position, guiding the lengths of the thumbs over the sternum, connecting to the rhythm of the heart's beat. As we take our next inhalation, Exhaling the sound of Om on our exhalation. Inhaling now. Rubbing the hands vigorously together, creating heat through friction. Once your hands get toasty and warm, cupping the hands right over the eyes, inhaling the warmth of their touch. And then as you exhale, releasing the hands away from the face, a gentle transition from darkness to light, and keeping our gaze down towards the ground, allowing the eyes to remain about 3/4 of the way closed. And from here, mindfully moving as we guide the spine down to the ground, allowing just the head to land over the pillow. The shoulders are going to rest off the pillow. And then from here, we're going to slowly invite a little bit of movement in through the neck, and then the shoulder, and then the spine. So from here, guiding your arms alongside the body, and then bringing a little bit of a gentle movement in through the neck. So slowly begin to take one cheek down. As you exhale, pressing that cheek down into the ground, opening up the left side of the neck. And then at the base of your exhalation, inhale the gaze back through center. And then exhale to descend the left cheek over to your pillow. Switching from side to side with the rhythm of your breath, bringing some movement and fluidity in through the neck, guiding your exhalation into the areas where you would like to release tension. For 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, let's take the gaze back to center here. Let's open up our arms into a wide T position. And then as you inhale, bringing the knees into the chest. And upon your exhalation, guiding the legs over towards the right side. So from here, you might want to scooch your right hip back a little bit. And then on your next breath, you're going to inhale the left arm all the way across the sky. Beautiful, to match your right hand. So from here, I'm just going to move myself back here a little bit so that you can see what we're doing. So first of all, we're going to bring a little bit of openness in through this right shoulder here. So you're going to bend at the elbow until the fingertips of the right hand point towards the sky and the palm is facing away from you. The elbow is at a 90-degree angle in line with the shoulder. From here, you're going to take your left hand on the back side of the right hand. And then as you exhale, you're going to guide the right hand down to the ground with slight pressure from the left hand. You're going to apply just a little bit of resistance, about 5% resistance here through the right arm. Breathing into the shoulder. For 3, 2. When I get to 1, we're going to release the resistance from the right hand. And we're just going to apply just that little tiny bit of pressure through the left, guiding the palm of the hand a little bit closer to the earth. And 1. Release the resistance from the right hand. Allow that arm to become soft. For 3. Breathing into the shoulder. 2. And 1. Excellent. Let's open up that right arm nice and wide once again. Then from here, we're going to start to bring some mobility into that left shoulder and the right one as well. So the mobility part's going to come through the left shoulder. When we come back wide, we're actively opening up the chest and relieving both shoulders at the same time. So let's take the left hand over towards the right. And then as you begin your exhalation, you're going to paint a large rainbow right overhead across the earth, guiding your arms into a wide T position. On your inhalation, you're going to guide the left hand across the sky once again, all the way over towards the right. And then as you exhale, drawing that rainbow right all the way overhead, all over again, opening up the chest. Let's do that 2 more times with the rhythm of your breath. And each time you take the arms wide, you notice a little bit of a twist in the spine here. So we're coming up on our last round. And on the last round, you're going to stay with the arms in a wide T position. And we're going to take the gaze past the left shoulder. From here, as you breathe, on each exhalation, releasing the full weight of the body to gravity. Noticing the sensations throughout the left shoulder and the left hip, guiding the breath down the entire length of the spine. Notice the sensations throughout the entire backside, the hip and the shoulder. Breathing into every single sensation that you come across. Exhaling the breath wherever there may be any sort of tension. Giving the body permission to fully relax and surrender, letting go. Letting go of stress, letting go of all of your worries, letting go of the tension throughout the body. Let's take our last deep breath here. Beautiful. And from here, as you inhale, guiding your gaze back to the sky, we're going to lift the knees back to center as you shift your hips back to center as well. And then from here, we're going to shift the hips over towards the right side of the mat, keeping the knees bent, hugging the knees into the chest, and rolling over towards the left side. Beautiful. So as you roll over towards the left side, we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did for that left shoulder. So you're going to guide that right arm all the way across the sky to meet the left. Then your left elbow is going to bend so that the fingertips are pointing up to the sky and the palm is facing away from you. The elbow is in line with the shoulder and the arm is bent at a 90-degree angle as you place the right hand on the back side of the left. And as you exhale, begin to guide the front of the left palm down to the ground with slight resistance, about 5% resistance through the left arm. For 3, we're going to release that tension from the left arm at the end of the count. 2 and 1. Release that resistance, and then softening that left hand, allowing the hand to come slightly closer to the earth. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's take your arms nice and straight all the way forward. And then as you take your next exhalation, you're going to draw that big rainbow all the way across the crown of the head, back into a T position. Inhale, right fingertips across the sky, all the way back over towards the left hand. Exhale to draw your large rainbow right overhead. Continuing to shift from open to a closed position with the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling to guide the fingertips across the sky, touching the sun. And then on each exhalation, opening up the arm nice and wide. Let's take one more rotation here. And then as you land in a wide T position, taking your gaze past the right shoulder. On each exhalation, releasing the full weight of the body to the earth, surrendering to gravity. Guiding your breath through all the sensations that crop up as you survey the body part by part, piece by piece, without any judgment or discrimination, without shifting, without reacting, observing the sensations as time passes, and noticing their impermanent nature. Let's take our last 2 deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as we inhale, let's come all the way back through center. Shifting the hips back towards the middle of your mat, knees are bent, feet are planted. And then as you take the next exhalation, guiding the knees into the chest and wrapping your arms around the legs, hugging the knees in. On the next exhalation, guiding the forehead to the knees and tucking yourself into the tiniest little ball. From here, resting the head back onto your pillow. We're going to keep the right knee into the chest as we extend the left leg all the way out. From here, we're going to flex both feet, and we're going to guide the right knee wide as you can take it, as close to the earth as you can take it. Maybe even past the armpit, if that's available for you today. And then keeping this knee bent towards the earth, begin to shift the base of the foot up towards the sky, taking the edge of the foot into the right hand as you slide the left hand over the left hip, anchoring that hip and sit bone down into the ground as you open up the right. On each exhalation, guiding the right knee closer to the earth, guiding your breath in through the hip. Keeping both feet fully flexed, pressing through the heels, tucking the toes towards you. Keeping your full awareness inside of the body at all times, observing your breath and the sensations. 2 more breaths. Then from here, we're going to take the left hand on the outer edge of the right knee. We're going to tuck the heel back towards the thigh, open up the right arm wide, and then on your next exhalation, you're going to shift the right leg across the body, taking your gaze past the right. You can relax the feet this time. Coming to another twist slightly deeper than the last. Guiding your breath down the length of the spine, the shoulder, and the hip. And noticing if there are any muscles that are engaged, disengaging them with your breath, giving them permission to let go, release, and surrender. Let's take the last 3 breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Exhaling, relaxing every fiber of your being. Last breath. And from here, as you inhale, guiding the right knee back into the chest. And exhale to extend that leg all the way back down to the ground. You can take the arms alongside the body here, and just for a couple of breaths, noticing the difference of the sensations between the left side and the right side of the body. Notice if there's any difference of the sensations from when you began to this present moment. Seeing how many sensations you can feel within one area. Hot, cold, light, dense, throbbing, pulsing, or tingling sensations. And upon your next inhalation, guiding the left knee into the chest. The left hand comes on the inner part of the left knee, and then we're going to exhale the knee wide. We're going to take the edge of the foot into the left hand as we shift the base of the left foot up to the sky, coming into half happy baby. On each exhalation, descending the knee closer to the earth, flexing both feet, taking the right hand over the right hip to anchor that hip towards the ground as you open up the left. On each exhalation, allowing that left knee to drape closer to the earth, opening up that hip, breathing through your sensations. For 3, 2, and 1. Gently bending the knee a little bit more, releasing the heel towards the thigh. You're going to take a right hand over the outer edge of the left knee, and we're going to guide that leg across the body towards the right, coming into our twist here. Opening up the left arm wide and taking the gaze past the left side. Breathing down the entire length of the spine. Through the shoulder and the hip. Let's take the last 2 deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you inhale, guiding the body back through center. And then on your exhalation, releasing the left leg all the way back down to the ground and releasing the arms alongside the body for just a couple of breaths, observing the sensations through the left and the right side. One more breath. Then we're going to bend both knees into the chest, and we're going to come into full happy baby. Now, if your hands don't reach both feet at the same time, you can take your blanket and you can extend your blanket nice and long, and you can place the feet over the blanket, and you can take the edge of the blanket here so you have a little bit more room here to take a hold of your towel and get those knees nice and wide, draping towards the ground. If both of your hands can take the edges of the feet, we're going to do that. So we're going to bend the knees into the chest. We're going to shift the knees nice and wide. And then guide the edges of the feet into the hands, and then shift the base of the feet up to the sky into a full happy baby. From here, we're going to start to rock from side to side. Massaging the spine. We're going to slowly come back into stillness. Closing the eyes, keeping the feet and the knees wide on each exhalation. Pulling the feet down, pulling the knees down closer to the ground, opening up the hips. For 3 more breaths. Let's take the last 3 breaths. Let's take the last breath here, not 3 breaths. Nice big deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And then from here, all we're going to do is we're going to take the pads of the feet together into butterfly pose. We're going to take the heels of the feet close towards the hips, close towards the sit bones, and keep the knees nice and open here. So from here, we're going to come into a slight extension through the spine. So what's going to happen is you're going to guide the heels towards the sit bones, and they're going to push the edges of the feet into the hands. As you push the edges of the feet into the hands, the pelvis is going to tip forward, bringing the spine into a slight extension. Holding here, hugging the arms in through the chest. 4, guiding the breath down the length of the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's take the legs back in together. Hug the knees into the chest. Then from here, we're going to cross the shins. We're going to take the tops of the feet, and we're going to roll up into a seated position. Perfect. So from here, as we roll up, we're going to start bringing a little bit of mobility in through the neck and the shoulders once again. And we're going to gradually work our way all the way down the body, just like we did on the floor, in a seated position this time. So if you're anything like myself, like to stay comfortable during your practice, please take your sit bones onto your pillow here. And then we're going to get into the neck. So first, let's start off with some gentle movements. You're going to interlace the fingers. You're going to take the palms of the hands, and you're going to cradle the back of the very base of the skull here. Okay? And just like a flower, we're going to exhale, tuck the petals in. So you're going to tuck the elbows in as you release the weight of the arms, tucking the chin into the chest. On your inhalation, you're going to open up and bloom up towards the sun. So on your inhalation, you're going to open up your elbows and take your gaze up towards the sky. Open up your heart and your chest. And then as you exhale, tucking the chin back in, elbows in, releasing the weight of the arms, lengthening the back of the neck. Continue to shift from open to a closed lotus for the next few breaths. Two more breaths. Last breath. So on the base of the exhalation, you're going to keep the chin tucked into the chest. And we're going to release the hands, the fingertips on the ground right beside the hips. So just a little bit further away from the hips here. Walk your fingertips out in line with the hips. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take one more deep breath, releasing the full weight of the head, taking the chin to the chest. Then from here on the inhalation, we're going to shift the right ear towards the right shoulder. Beautiful. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then we're going to progressively open up the sides of the neck and the shoulders. Let's bend at the right elbow. Take the hand to frame the left ear just on the side of the head here. And then So this cue is very important. You're not going to pull your head at all. All you're going to do is pretend that your hand is nice and sticky towards the side of your head. And you're just going to release the weight of the right arm, allowing the left side of the neck to naturally open. You can close your eyes here. Guiding your breath through the entire left side of the neck. And as you take your next exhalation, the base of the exhalation, we're going to inhale, shift the left hand off the ground. We're going to make sure it's parallel to the ground, and then you're going to flip the palm up to the sky. You're going to start to draw circles. The circles in which you draw can either be small, medium-sized, or large. We're going to stay with one direction for a couple of breaths. You can even pause wherever you feel a little bit of tension and breathe in through that area. Three, two, and one. Changing directions for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lastly, keeping your right hand exactly where it is, we're going to turn the left arm so that the thumb is pointing down now. We're going to sweep the left arm all the way back towards the right hip. From here, you're going to start to walk the right hand towards the top left-hand corner of the head. You're going to shift your gaze down towards the inner right armpit. Last breath here. Then from here, we're going to relax the fingertips back to the ground in line with the hips. And then as you inhale, you're going to slowly guide the crown of the head back to center. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Allowing it to drape over towards the left side just for a couple of breaths. Then bending at the left elbow, taking the left hand to frame the right ear. And then on the next exhalation, releasing the weight of the left arm down, expanding the right side of the neck, opening, releasing. Then from here, on the next inhalation, lifting the right arm parallel to the earth, flipping the palm up to the sky, and then drawing your circles here in one direction first. Closing your eyes if you haven't already, and truly getting in touch with the sensations here as you shift, drawing your circles, small, medium, or large, fast or slow. We're choosing to pause and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Changing directions. 4, 3. 2. And 1. Excellent. All right, let's flip the right thumb down to the ground. Sweep the right arm back towards the left hip. And from here, we're going to walk that left hand to the top right hand corner, the back of the head. We're going to shift the gaze towards the inner left armpit. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing the hands down first, fingertips to the earth. Then inhale the crown of the head back to the sky. And then from here, we're just going to draw circles with the crown of the head. One direction first to release tension. Being very mindful and slow with your movements. Let's take one more rotation in this direction. And then changing directions here. For 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. Lastly, inhale, flip the palms up, reach all the way up towards the sky. So the last thing that we're going to do for our shoulders before coming back towards the spine and the hips, we're going to exhale, sweep the arms back nice and wide, interlace the hands behind the back body. On your inhalation, lift the crown of the head up to the sky, press the hands back, open up your chest. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, lift the arms away from the earth. For 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Softening the elbows, releasing the hands, crown back to the sky. Lovely. All right. So from here, we're going to go back into the hips twice before coming towards the spine again. So we're going to finish off with the spine. So first, we're going to revisit butterfly pose. This time in a little bit of a forward fold. So if you're sitting on your pillow, you can keep sitting on your pillow. The only difference is you're going to scoot yourself towards the edge of your pillow so that you're going to start to feel a slight pelvic tilt forward. From here, you're going to reach the crown of the head on your inhalation. And then as you exhale, you're going to relax the entire length of the spine forward, just like a waterfall. From here, you can keep your hands at your feet, or you can walk your hands forward, whichever one's the most comfortable for you, relaxing the entire weight of the head and allowing the entire spine to lengthen. Relaxing the inner and outer thighs, softening the glutes. Releasing the full weight of the legs down to the earth, opening up the hips even further. Let us take the final deep breath here. And then walking the hands back towards the body. Hands come onto the outer edges of the knees, and then we're going to take the legs back in towards each other. Beautiful. Okay, so for the next pose, we're going to be going into a forward fold into dragon fly. So we're going to make ourselves a bolster with the pillow and the towel. And we're going to switch up this blanket that's resting on your mat here for the betterment of your practice. So we're just going to make sure that the blanket is long this time. So instead of folding it into two, or rather into four, we're just folding it the one time. And then we're going to make ourselves a little pillow at the front here by rolling the top of the blanket a couple of times, or folding it, whatever is your preference, just to make a tiny little bit of a pillow here for your head to rest on for the rest of the class. Perfect. So once we have our little pillow made at the top of our mat, we're going to make our bolster. You're going to open up your towel nice and long. And you're going to fold your pillow in half near the top of your towel. And you're going to roll your pillow up. And once you have your pillow rolled, you're going to scooch your sit bones over onto your pillow for your head at the top of your mat. And then you're going to open up your legs as wide as you can open them, coming into dragonfly pose. So for dragonfly pose, to decrease the level of intensity of this pose, you can decrease how much forward you're coming into your forward fold. So we're going to start off gentle, and then we're going to progress to something that's a little bit more sensational. If you want to in your practice, you can always stay wherever you are. So we're going to start off with our legs nice and wide, pressing through the heels of the feet, tucking the toes in towards you. And then for something a little bit more gentle here, you can take the edge of your bolster down to your mat. And you're going to rest your head just at the top of your bolster here, kind of like a unicorn. Resting the arms down towards the ground, and then relaxing the feet eventually. So if you'd like something gentle for yourself today, you can make yourself into a unicorn and stay here. If you wanted to come in a little bit deeper, you can take your bolster long. You can stack some pillows up even if you wanted to. Come somewhere halfway. And you can start resting your body over that bolster. Just going to stay here for about 2 minutes. You can even stack your hands underneath your forehead. Guiding your breath down the entire length of the spine, igniting each vertebra on the way down. Releasing the breath through the hips and allowing them to soften. Let us take the last 3 deep breaths here. At the base of the last exhalation, guiding the hands back down to the ground, walking them back in front of the body. Being very nice and gentle to ourselves as we slide the hands underneath the knees, bending the knees and shifting the feet back onto the ground. From here, we are going to use our bolster again. So we're going to just shift the bolster off to one side. We're going to close the legs and we're going to shift ourselves down towards the center of the mat, resting the length of the spine over your blanket and taking your head towards that folded part right up at the top to elevate your head. Perfect. So from here, we're going to bring our spines into a little bit of an extension for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to finish off with a supported Shavasana. So knees bent, feet are planted. You're going to inhale, press through the feet, lift the hips up nice and high. You're going to slide that bolster right underneath the pelvic bowl. You're going to rest the pelvis down onto the ground, and you have a couple of different options. If the extension of the spine is sufficient for you today here, you can keep your feet exactly where they are. To increase the extension of the spine, you can start to walk your feet forward. Your arms can either rest alongside the body, or they can rest all the way back. Guiding your breath from the tips of the toes all the way through the front of the body. Exhaling the breath through the tips of the fingers. Inhaling from the tips of the fingers, exhaling all the way down to the tips of the toes and back again. Relaxing every muscle surrounding each vertebra. Surrendering to gravity. Guiding your breath through every single sensation. And taking the last 3 breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And at the base of the last exhalation, taking the hands to the outer edges of the bolster, bending the knees, planting the feet. And as you push through the feet, lifting the hips up, we're going to slide that bolster down so that it's right landing underneath the knees. And we're going to rest our legs over that bolster, releasing the spine closer to the earth. Before giving ourselves our spine one more little adjustment here, make sure that the bolster is exactly where it needs to be. We're going to tuck the knees into the chest. Roll ourselves from side to side. And then slowly releasing the body all the way back down to the ground again. Guiding the palms of the hands all the way overhead. And then as you inhale, reaching up to the sky through the fingertips. Opening up the space between the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, opening up the arms nice and wide. Closing the eyes here. As you close the eyes, guiding the breath throughout the entire body, part by part, piece by piece. Descending heavy heels towards the earth, allowing the ankles, the shins, and the calves to fully relax. Releasing each muscle supporting the knees, the inner and outer thighs, the glutes softening to the earth, descending heavy sit bones, relaxing the entire length of the spine as it sinks into the earth, relaxing every single muscle throughout the entire back side of the body, allowing the shoulders to become heavier and heavier. Maintaining an open chest naturally. Noticing an easy, even breath throughout the relaxed throat. Relaxing all of the facial muscles, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyes, and the forehead. And from here, we're going to close today's practice lying down exactly where you are. Taking one hand over the chest, one hand over the belly. We'll close today's practice with 3 sounds of M, with our lips sealed, sending a low hum throughout the entire body. 3 breaths. Inhaling now. Taking the hands together, rubbing them vigorously together, creating heat through friction. Once the hands get toasty and warm, cupping the hands over the eyes, inhaling the warmth of their touch. And then as you exhale, releasing the hands away from the face, a gentle transition from darkness to light. Giving yourself a real big stretch as you inhale, reaching all the way back. Then as you exhale, tucking yourself into a tiny little ball, rocking from side to side. Rolling over towards the right side of the body. Planting the left hand in front of the heart on the earth. Then slowly, as you inhale, rising back into a seated position. It has been an absolute honor in guiding you in today's practice. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice. I hope that the body's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more open. May every single cell of your entire being be filled with love, light, abundance, bliss, freedom, and optimal health. May all beings be happy. Be happy. Be happy. Namaste. Have a great day, everyone. Mwah. Bye for now.
New mic.
Significantly better. You just commented on it.
Nice. Hi, cutie. And yeah, you too, Tiffany.